Hi, I'm Steve Selig, founder of fit.test, and in another one of my short series of videos for exercise professionals. The topic of this one is to just demonstrate fit.test and to show how easy it is to design and administer an individualized exercise test for the assessment of VO2max that is really relates to the individual needs of your clients. It sounds difficult, it's incredibly easy. Now, just to show you how this works is, and I've got plenty more, many other videos showing this sort of situation here. This is an example of one of my real clients. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 workloads. So an 8-minute test, each one of 1 minute. And clearly you can see that it's an incremental or multi-stage protocol, which is what fit.test is based on. Each green dot corresponds to an estimation of VO2, that is submaximal VO2s, based on a conversion of the actual work done on the ergometer, whether it be speed and gradient on the treadmill or watts on a bicycle, for example, and converted to an estimation of VO2 for that workload based on the American College of Sports Medicine algorithms. And the heart rate is only used. It's not used in the primary measurement, it's used in the secondary secondary estimation to establish a linear regression of these different workloads up to an estimation to permit an estimation of VO2 max or VO2 peak. So heart rate is only used to establish that line of best fit and is not actually in the individual estimations of VO2. Now, this is also what we get for, so the fit.test also plots up where the client is against the sort of different categories of fitness for that person's age. Now, just to take this a little bit further and to show you how I run every single one of my exercise tests, what I do is I use a scale of ratings of perceived exertion, the Borg scale, which is incredibly commonly used. There are two scales. There's a 6 to 20 point scale shown here. There's also a 0 to 10 point scale, which I haven't shown here, but it's available on my website. If you go to my website, you can find it under articles, and you can use either of these. I'm just going to demonstrate for this purpose the 6 to 20 point scale and how I use it. So to establish the first workload, I'm getting the person onto the ergometer and gradually increasing the work rate until they move off 6, which is just like no exercise at all. When they move off 6, and we're typically trying to hit about 8, but in the range of 7 to 9. Keep increasing your exercise intensity. That might be speed on the treadmill, or it might be watts on a cycle ergometer, until you get around that 7 to 9 consistently. Keep increasing it until this gets to the top end of sort of 7, 8, 9, but you're really trying to get 8 as an average. Then we progress up through and we're recording the RPE or ratings of perceived exertion each minute. And so halfway through the test, you'd expect an 11 to 13. It doesn't always go as smoothly as this because it is the client's own perception of their effort level. And then finally, depending on when you've got a submaximal test, the RPE might finish at 15 here, whereas if you went for a completely maximal test, you might go all the way up 17, 18, and even 19, but never 20. It's very few clients would get to 20. You'd have to have good screening to go to 19. I don't do many of my tests up to 19. 17 would be my typical cutoff, but it really depends on where you get to, and fit.test will make beautiful allowances for where you finish at here. So just to show that two examples here, which is really just the example I've just showed you here. This might be a client who finishes RPE 17, and here if you did a submaximal test, the RPE might be 14. And then you're estimating up to that person's age predicted, or so not age predicted, an estimation of their heart rate peak to extrapolate this green line up. That might be age predicted, or it might be some other number that you can rely on as their heart rate peak. Now, if you need any help with that, I'm available to help and give you advice on actually not closing this gap, but dealing with this gap here. So this is a submaximal test. This is a maximal test. Fit test works for both. So this is just a summary, really encapsulates what fit test is about. 4 modes of exercise, individualized for your client, supervised by an exercise professional. So thanks for watching this short video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel just under my own name, Steve Selig, and my website, and also email contact details are shown below. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.